Let's get this madness rolling.
Hello YouTube, Crazy Boy here. Today with a D&D story. That's right.
Not anymore.
What? What, Bo? What did you say? Oh wait, you probably
I'm
focused.
talking to you.
Sorry, Bo. But anyway, sorry folks. In this campaign, I was the one DMing though. Dun dun dun.
Yes, it's weird.
Okay, ha 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 sus. Now, anyway, in this campaign, and basically they was up in this island, a fairly big island because it needs to be very big for what's going on here. On this island that's very big, or maybe a bit above your regular island, it had 50 kingdoms on it. That's right, 50 on one island. What was your reaction, sis, when you first heard this idea? What was your reaction, sis, when you first heard this idea?
I don't care.
Well, she's not gonna put an input. Anyway, my sister, my father and mother, my adopted brother, and me are in it still. There was also my other brother and my brother, that's brother related to me, and my other sister, but they both left. Anyway, they first were introduced to this world when they will teleport there to this island. That's why they will teleport there, off right out the bat into the middle of this whole chaotic nonsense. Because meh, I need a bit more original than some people because most people do D&D campaigns make them meet up in like a hub and all that. It's like, nah, I'm just gonna teleport them in a random moon tower and then have a random guard or maybe not so random guard to come up and explain the entire situation to them. Meh. Anyway, hey, in this party were an ogre monk, air elemental warblade, that's humanoid somehow, not gonna bother asking, a pixie cleric, Baishi, I think it said, dance fire basically, or yeah, something like that basically. And then also there was a pixie sorcerer, her sort of a humanoid that familiar, but she's the younger sister who left. And also a siren rogue. That's right, a siren rogue. Now, I'm gonna be honest with making these characters my family. The siren rogue has the most ridiculous AC you'll ever see, because let me explain something here. With sirens in 3.5, they get one really ridiculous thing, and that is they get the ability to add their charisma bonus to their AC, basically, as a deflection. Wanna know what that means? Because of her stats and what she rolled and what she put into her charisma, she had a +7 in her charisma, plus her dex, plus her armor. She already was a 29 AC character. And soon afterwards, she got an item that she used to overpower her AC even more. As in, she got a Cloak of Charisma +2. That means she had a 30 AC after she got that Cloak of Charisma. A rogue at level like 8 now it is in this party has a 30 AC. The highest AC in the entire party. What have I let happen? I have no idea. Now, there's also the air elemental warblade, of course, that's humanoid. With him, oh my goodness, he is terrifying. And also the pixie cleric, which is a pain in the butt to deal with. All of it's just like scary enemies in one big group. Let's start off with the ogre monk. With him having stunning fist, fury of blows, and all of that, plus a belt that increases his fist damage. His fist damage right now, as it is, it's 2d8, I believe, plus his strength, I think, for each fist. So it's like, plus he has 10 feet reach because he's a large creature. So yeah, that's scary. Yeah, not only that, assisting them in the party, which is an NPC that assists them in their battles and guides them throughout the area, is a Saw Worgen swashbuckler with 4 arms.
Now we're getting spawn camped.
Yep. So anyway, the first enemy they faced after Saw Worgen came up and explained the whole situation to them of a demon lord problem, and apparently the entire 50 kingdom of 50 different races that were living peacefully in paradise. Apparently went downhill very fast. Like really fast when a demon lord came along and made a virus or some sort of evil basically in the land. And as far as they know, who that basically made all the other races except angels, demons, and devils, those are the only ones that were infected. All the other races became savage, attacking people, and basically all the royals need to be gathered up, 10 artifacts as well, to save the kingdom. Or kingdoms, technically speaking, yeah. The entire island. And made the world as fat even. But anyway, I'll explain it all a bit more later. But basically, after him explaining the situation and asking for help, they found this wanted poster apparently from the mainland, because they don't have any wanted people in this land. Sure, they have jails, but they're not really jails. They're like, think about your actions places, because seriously, no one's ever really done crimes in this island. They know how to fight for one reason. That will be revealed here in a second. And after they discovered that someone from their land and was a wanted criminal from the mainland, it's like, huh? Weird. Weird because no one's supposed to know about the island from the outside world. Because, well, magical barrier around it, making it so no one can see it. I mean, seriously, who would not know it's an island with a bone island next to it? Because let me explain something here. The reason why all these different races are living peacefully on this island is because a great war happened like thousands of years ago. But it was so great, that the amount of bodies that happened was so big, it made an entire separate island far off from the regular one that was also covered in this protective shield barrier to prevent people from knowing about this entire island of dead. Because it's an entire graveyard, an island that's literal graveyard, because it's literally just bodies stacked on each other. And everyone can see it from the entire island, no matter where you are. So it's a really big area, because there's literally mountains on this island, and very tall ones even. And if you can see it from everywhere from the island, it's a big pile of bodies. A big pile that's been decomposing for ages. You can still see it from everywhere after thousands of years, because it's taking that long to decompose, because that many people died and that many people exist on the island. It used to be bigger, the island, even before the Great War happened and all of that. But it went down a few sizes and broke into pieces a bit after so much slaughter. It was that bad. Yeah. In fact, because of how bad it got, all the races agreed to make peace, all of them. So that includes demons, devils, hell shrill, hell archons, and harpies, sirens, and Sarwagans, Helens aquatic elves, wood elves, drow, how I believe are there as well. Oh, there's also frost giants, fire giants, storm giants, humans, zombies, vampires. Yeah, all of them are living peacefully together on this one island. They were until this whole problem happened. And then basically after Sarwang explains this, they found out what's going on a little bit, which is a bit confusing them. They suddenly get attacked by a wolf dragon. That's right, a wolf dragon. There was an island of death. You see, basically because of how much death there was on the dead island, for some reason they don't know themselves, the people of the island. The reason they have fighters and warriors is because of these wolf dragons and other weird creatures that come from the island of dead. In fact, they even have squadrons from every race guarding the island constantly, preventing the most deadly ones from coming onto the island. Because there's really deadly creatures from there. But anyway, yeah, baby wolf dragon came along, spewing out wolves. They had to work together to turn the thing to dust, because apparently anything from that dead island turns to dust when they die. No one knows why. And he was spewing out wolves, dire wolves, and yeah, basically they were fighting the wolf dragon. They managed to kill it, and then all those wolf minions turned to dust, and basically they got a nice amount of loot. They continued on their journey, and they found the merfolk princess, actually. They found her apparently at the edge of the cliff. Apparently she ran from her island and was now in need of safety, so they took the merfolk princess with her.
I watched that.
Merfolk is on this island as well, yes, in the war areas mainly. And yes, after that, find the Merfolk Princess, they went along finding the zombie princess actually with alongside Ninja Guard, which apparently wasn't infected with the virus. Apparently, a few people are not being infected by it. Basically, afterwards, they try and communicate with her, but she only moans and groans. But thankfully, she's amazing at sign language. Basically, has a 20 charisma. And basically, she just managed to communicate with them, explain things with emotional grunts and acting, which explains the situation. They tried to evacuate and escape. They apparently went the wrong way, and now they went through the tunnel of the dead. They went and found the exit, fortunately, after fighting off some zombies, scaring them off with ton undead. The pixie did, and they managed to get out. How when they ran into a ship filled with Merfolk warriors that were affected by the disease, which were very powerful, and knocked out the Warblade very quickly. They managed to teleport out of there because apparently the demon and angel princess were there, and they decided to teleport them out because apparently that was the escape route people. They got this humongous mansion now to live in, and they live there for now as they go and deal with missions, quests, and finding the other royals and getting to the 10 artifacts first before the Demon Lord. And basically they had to save the entire island. That was like the beginning stuff and all that. Now let's continue onwards. With the next part of the story, let me try to remember what happens. Which came first actually? Was it the Goblin Prince or was it? I'm trying to think if I was like tired. Alright. So basically, they were given an opportunity to check out two things. Check out how to go and save the Goblin Prince from a tower, because apparently a Goblin Sorcerer was there in the escape route path, which apparently he wasn't affected by the virus either, and tells them that the Goblin Prince has been kidnapped, and he needs their help to go and save the Goblin Prince. And so, how they agreed, after they had to go and save the Human Prince, because apparently he's like, very weird, but gives you powerful resources and would give him powerful tools for a fair price. And apparently, after hearing that he would give him loot after every adventure, they were like, "Yep, let's go and save the Human Prince." They went infiltrated by sneaking around. How the hell's having this? See, they came up with a really funny idea. Basically, they were in this jungle-like area with guards, hordes of humans, and harpies fighting. And so basically they had the pixie disguised as a harpy, and had the air elemental that looked like a human but tended to be disguised as a human, and he basically went and carried a cage filled with this guy's harpy in a cage, making a fake cage that is. Basically took him along right through the front entrance. The humans and the harpies were fighting, and the humans went and protected the one who's carrying the harpy hostage, and the harpies tried to attack him but failed. He walked on into the kingdom's territory, and yeah, he went into the outpost. Basically, it's an outpost. Basically, went walking on in. He just walked on in with those guys. Well, the rest of us snuck around, while the ogre monk actually stuck behind and waited for a bit, or quietly went and managed to somehow not be noticed. He actually went. An ogre monk, sneaking, managed to get on by. Yeah, I don't remember how that happened. He took a long time. He was very slow though. While everyone else, they finally got to where the prison, where the human prince is supposed to be. They went on in, found a human harp and a harpy who seemed like head guards and very important people were fighting. And it seems like a female harpy was there with the human prince. And so apparently they were both locked away in a cell, apparently playing cards together. And then, when they broke him out thanks to a silent rogue, they were getting out, they were trying to escape. He put the human prince and the princess harpy, because apparently there's a princess harpy in there. The entire building became a mimic. The entire building. So they had to run on out. Try and get out. They were fighting the thing. They actually majorly injured it. The Warblade mainly from the inside. And basically they were fighting it off. The ogre monk was trying hard from the outside, but was not doing well. Apparently human prince apparently had a grappling hook, but they didn't know what it was. And this guy acts really weird. It's not like I did that on purpose. It may have man who was a Mad Hatter or anything like that. Basically it was really wonky and weird. And everyone just got down from the 50 feet tall building mimic. Yeah, he was that tall. Then finally, after getting out to Saul walking when told, hold the angel teleport him out, which they had all these wrist bracelets that she gave him to let them teleport him in and out of wherever they were. They teleported on out and was safe, and they got the human and harpy prince secured, which they had already got merfolk, zombie, harpy, and human. Four royals in a very short amount of time. Not bad at all. Then they went on the quest to deal with the Goblin Prince, hence which the sorcerer was still worried about. They finally went and got him. They fought off some guards, accidentally killed one. The Goblin Prince, after he was free and found his key, which he lost, finally got revived the Goblin, but didn't wake him back up just to prevent him from being dead. Then as they were leaving, they ran into these 4 really, really creepy minions. And these were the main minions of the Demon Lord. One was a Night Walker who was terrifying and smaller than most, but still terrifyingly strong, and apparently was very deadly. Next was a ooze slime girl, apparently that was humanoid and mutated. Apparently had a slime snake inside of her that she could bring on out, and she had terrifying hinds, and she just seemed creepy in general. Then there was the humanoid mimic plant-like thing, and she was just downright creepy. Basically telling them that they cannot continue to do this, or else they'll be dead, and they would let them leave peacefully from the island, the people who want from the island. And they said no. Basically, they were about to fight him. The Goblin Prince one did vanishing potion, basically made them disappear for a sec, or blurred their vision of the enemies. They went and jumped off the bridge they were on, because they were on like a bridge. It's basically to the tower, which the tower was over water. And so basically they jumped down because the reason they didn't teleport out immediately as they got out of the building, because they had to be outside to be teleported. The reason why is because apparently these demon minions could block the teleportation of the angel, which was nerve-wracking in Star Warden's opinion. So they went and jumped down until they are out of radius. The minions blocking the teleportation. Gone out of there. All of them jumped down, got to safety. Goblin Prince secured. Nicely done. Now, after saving the Goblin Prince, who was apparently an archaeological mad potion maker and also a scientific genius because he invented science in this world, apparently, he told that this was no ordinary spell of evil and all that. It was a virus mixed with magic that basically spread like a disease. But apparently some people are immune to it while others are not. And so apparently 50 royals were destined to be immune to it, while a few lucky people in the kingdoms and all that are immune to it, or some can even resist it. And so, after that whole incident, there was next, let me try and remember. Alright, next was this quest to investigate the shadow. They went and investigated the shadow. They had to take out some vampire cards. It was night, which for some reason they were teleporting at night. I don't know what the angel was thinking. Basically, after not taking out some lower guard vampires, they went and followed the trail of sounds, clues, and stuff they found around them. They went and followed the trail and found these guards arguing. They waited for 15 minutes before they decided to do anything, and one knocked himself out. They knocked out the other one. The Star Walking went and woke up the other one, and basically, they found out that the vampire guards were searching for the vampire prince, which he pointed in direction to. Apparently, they were trying to fight the disease without realizing it. So they told him, go, leave me here. I'm not sure how long I can fight off this disease. And so they went and left him, the party, because understanding, and knowing that the vampires are probably going to free their men fairly soon. They went off, found the vampire prince after walking this mist in this ruined area, finding the vampire prince alongside the snake lady and apparently a kobold who was sitting on the phone, but not looking mighty, like looking like a generous, kind man. And so after speaking of him, apparently they discovered there were 10 heroes, 10 guardians, guarding each of the artifacts, which apparently these guys knew this was happening. And apparently there's a humongous prophecy foretold about this whole event and far ahead of time. apparently the Guardians come out of the tomb, like their places a few times, quite often enough, for everyone on the island to know them. It's just they didn't bring it up because they thought the Guardians would probably just stay locked up and hiding until this whole problem went away, but apparently they didn't. And so, and the reason why is because they're very old and retired from fighting, so they understand why they don't want Hunt to fight anymore. Because they had to fight like 10,000 years ago. I bet you're like, what? But they're immortal, that's a long story, but basically I have to explain the history and all that of the island a bit more fully. Basically, he went and told them that this, as I said, all foretold. He gave him the ring artifact, or one of the ring artifacts from his tomb that he was guarding, infused with his powers. That was in case the time they ever be to need it, which he knew this was around the time. The powers were locked away until the 10 royals that made the ring alongside him could unlock the power, which only the royal families could, which that's why you need to get up all the royals, unlock the power, and so forth. Yeah, I'm not explaining my world very much, but if you want more of an explanation of this whole adventure more fully, I will give it later. And basically, the Cobalt warrior told him to leave after telling everything, explaining a lot, telling the prince and princess to go with them, and apparently he was gonna die fighting off the shadow that was meant to kill guardians like him. He went and made his final stand, and the rest of them were teleported out, and he died, the hero. And after that, everyone on the island found out, and cries were heard throughout the entire island at once. Cries of rage, sadness, and all of them had one thing in mind. That's all the fighting stopped, and once they found out that he had fallen, which everyone found out at once. They wanted justice done. They still fight amongst each other, but not as much as before. The virus is not affecting him as much before. And so with the fall of a hero, they saw over the gravestone that was built for him, and his twin swords stabbed to the ground by his grave. 9 shadowy stones popping up beside it. And that's the story so far of this campaign I'm doing with them. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. I'm not thoroughly explaining what happened, but if you want more full explanation, just like this video. And yeah, this is Crazy Boy, hoping you're enjoying today's video, and I'm out of here.